What's good, guys? Welcome to Casual Conversations, and here are your hosts.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Jordan.
All right. So for today, we're going to be discussing World War III and if we think it's going to happen. What do you think, boys?
So, my viewpoint on it is, no, I don't think it's going to happen. Because even if, Russia and China team up with Iran, we still have Germany and the UK behind us. And we don't even need their help.
Yeah,
Really.
I think that's true, too.
The firepower in, literally my backyard, we can obliterate Iran.
But, also, we don't know how powerful Russia is, though.
That is, and we don't know anything about China either.
Exactly. So, I'm actually, that's something, to worry about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not too worried about it because, if you, look at the spending and stuff, a lot more money goes into, the military rather than other stuff that most people would deem more important than the military. But, what most people don't understand is, we always have to stay on top of the game. You know, we have to have the strongest military.
You can really categorize the three world powers in their militaries. You have the U.S., which is top, you have China, and India. Really, anyone else...
India?
Yeah.
I just thought it was China, America, and Russia.
No,
Yeah,
and
I didn't
I mean,
even know
Russia,
India.
Russia is... Russia is strong, sure, and it's the fourth, I believe, if I'm remembering, for military power. But India has a lot of people.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that is true.
They just keep popping out babies.
I saw something on Instagram where it was world population and how many people were birthed a second, and India was going up 3 people a second.
Well, basically,
they need to chill with that.
For real, birth control.
Yeah, or condoms or something.
Yeah,
it's just they just don't know how to pull out at this point.
Put some wrapping tape around your snake.
I mean, they wrap their woman, but not their snake.
Yeah, facts.
Wrapping the wrong thing here, guys.
They need to stop making so many TikToks and
equality.
learn how to have sex right.
Facts.
But no. If World War War III would only happen if one of the powers, which is basically China, Russia, India, those three countries, or actually, believe it or not, I think it could be this. I could be wrong on this, but I think it's actually France. It's not a world. They're investing a lot of money into their military, so they could also supply countries that have a lot of population but not a lot of development in their military, so they could supply things like that.
Interesting. Just as a disclaimer, we're dumb. He's smart.
It's like Dumb and Dumber paired with Einstein.
So we have really no knowledge, but he's got all the knowledge. So whatever he says, that's probably true.
Sometimes we can.
No, you really should fact check this yourselves.
Yeah.
I'm doing this general guideline here. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, people are all worried about World War III and this drafting and stuff, but I mean, what scares me is not that we'll actually get into a World War III, but we'll use this almost as we did a war on terror or whatever. It'll just be a big waste, kind of not a waste. You could argue it a waste of money.
Like Iraq.
Yeah, exactly. And it sounds like we're going to go into it again. And I mean, it's just this constant battle.
Yeah.
If you look at all the people that Trump took out with the drone strike, it was I think it was top 3 military leaders in Iran.
Yeah.
But the rest of the people were all militia leaders for in Iraq, and I'm pretty sure most of them had ties to terrorist organizations like ISIS and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you agree that Trump should have bombed them?
Yeah.
That could. I would argue. He could have done something a little more diplomatic than doing that, because it's just a very rash move.
That is true.
I heard that he had intel that they were gonna do something like bomb.
Yeah,
I'm sure they would.
I was talking to my mom the other day, and she said that like it was a direct threat to American soil.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he acted fast.
Well,
Yeah.
plus they've been getting progressively violent. I mean, first, like a couple months ago, I don't remember the date. Sorry, but it was a progressing thing. It was like I think it was first a U.S. military drone, and then the thing that actually triggered, I think, or raised tensions a lot is when the ambassador, the U.S. Ambassador. Wow.
Ambassador.
Yeah. No.
Embassy.
Embassy. There we go.
Embassy.
That's what I'm looking for. It's late and words don't come out. Was attacked or something. It was attacked, pressured, kind of locked in. Like what happened a while back in the 90s when we first like got into it with them. So then Trump immediately, not immediately, but then kind of attacked like that.
Yeah. I agree with him attacking. I think it was the right move. But what I absolutely hate is people who apologize to Iran for Trump attacking. Like they're
people
like
who
siding.
apologize, they don't understand why Trump
Yeah.
bombed when he did.
Yeah.
They don't understand it, and I hate it when people that don't know anything about politics try to get involved in politics. I mean, when me and you do,
Mhm.
it's completely different because we see both sides.
Yeah. It's like they're almost siding with the terrorists in a way. Because they just don't even care that the terrorists were gonna bomb the USA. They just look over it.
They don't even think oh, we're just gonna bomb Iran for fun.
Yeah.
Trump was having a bad day, so he's just like,
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
Here's a green button in front of me. Might as well push
Well,
it. See
do
what
you
happens.
actually
Yeah.
agree on having an embassy in Iraq, U.S. embassy? I mean, and really, we could take this all the way back to the when we did that war on terror stuff. I mean, it was just a constant. The Middle East has been constantly pulled apart because of all their oil, and we
Right.
use so much of it. So we're always leaving a power gap in there, and it just creates a toxic environment for them.
I mean, if you take the embassy out of Iraq or Iran or whatever, the tourists or missionaries that are stuck there, and say an American missionary is in Iran trying to spread the gospel, or Jehovah's Witnesses,
Mhm.
whatever you have. Say they're there and then they get caught between two different terrorist organizations and they need to get out of there fast. Where are they going to run if there's no embassy? So I think that there should be embassies for all
See,
countries
is the
everywhere.
embassy
I'm
is the embassy?
pretty sure there is.
What's a U.S. embassy? It's not even Iraq's embassy. It's, and I don't exactly know the functions of an embassy, honestly.
I'm pretty sure it's just
Keep the peace, but
yeah.
stuff like that. And
Yeah.
even though the war in Iraq, it didn't really come to much and just kind of ended in a tie or a stalemate kind of, it actually helped the citizens of Iraq a lot. Terrorism was going wild down there. It was everywhere, and they were taking over all of Iraq. But then when the USA moved in, they cut it down a lot, and people can actually live their lives, free of terrorism in some ways down there.
Well, what I'm wondering is, should we really be the ones helping and kind of picking that fight for them?
Well,
'Cause
no one else is gonna do it.
I
So
think
I feel
people other countries should step in or
yeah,
step
but
up
they don't.
or hold. I mean, I don't know if with the
I
U.S.
mean,
should be completely responsible.
Who else can though? China can't even take care of itself really.
Yeah.
With all these cameras now and everything is running off of their credit score. What help are they going to be able to provide? India, they have to take care of their 3 children a second population. So what are they going to be able to do? And Russia,
They don't care.
yeah,
They
I
just
mean-
don't. They don't care.
they're just sitting at home drinking vodka all
Yeah.
day.
Facts.
So who else is going to be able to step up? We are the biggest military. We are the biggest military power, right?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the biggest
By a
military
long shot.
power in the planet. I mean, on the planet.
Yeah.
So it just kind of makes sense that we're the only people to like step up and help out when people need help.
I don't know. It's kind of always curious to me. I mean, I'm glad that the U.S. definitely did step in, but I'd wonder if we honestly didn't, if other grassroots organizations would hopefully overthrow that power or whatever. Because that's really what happens in Iraq. We move in, we clear whichever dictator or whoever is going against the U.S. or whatever. People get hurt because. I guess let me throw this fact at you. Increasingly, wars have been civilian casualties. Increasingly, so back in the 50s or 40s or whatever, it was mostly military combatants, which makes sense. That obviously makes sense.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, as we become as we increase in our technology, as we increase in our weapons or whatever, our arc of power is increased, and it hurts people who aren't involved at all, really. It hurts civilians, more honestly.
Yeah.
So when we're going to war with Iraq and whatever, I know that you said they were helping the civilians, but the reality is there's probably, and I can find this fact pretty easily, there's probably more civilians killed in Iraq than there was actually military combatants.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, it would be hard to tell who's a combatant and who's just a civilian, because somebody's having an off day and they see an old lady carrying a broom and they're like, oh my gosh, she's got a gun, and then shoots, and they look and they see it was just a broom.
Well, I'm not even saying that. The weapons we use aren't
Yeah.
clean. I mean, you have bullets that can tear through these houses. You have tanks can in 1 second, or one blip, just completely blow the house up.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, even if no civilians are killed, they're pushed away from all their houses.
And the ones that are too stubborn, they're literally living inside of a war zone.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess that's what made the war on terror, I guess, so hard, because they didn't even declare a war on a country. They declared war on almost a state of idea, honestly.
Yeah.
Which I'm not disagreeing with that state of idea, because it was a radical movement that kind of brainwashed people.
Well, just what I was saying is the control of terrorism, and it's a lot less because of the Iraq War. They don't have as much control in Iraq anymore because of the U.S.
I will.
And
100%
I think that's a
agree
good
that.
thing.
I just think that their own people should actually step up, so they have some kind of pride, if you will. Way back when America was becoming a country, we rebelled against Britain. And I'm not saying it was perfect. I'm not saying it was this, that, the other thing. What I'm saying is, when we rebelled against Britain, we knew at that point, honestly, we were able to be a country.
Mm-hmm.
Either we were going to die trying, or we were going to make this country.
Right.
So there was no power gaps, and I think that's what's happening with the Iraqi people, really, or I guess I can expand this to even the Middle Eastern, or anyone with war that we've kind of swept in, destroyed whichever dictators there, because they're doing terrible humanitarian, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Terrible things. Get rid of them. But then there's this power gap, because all the citizens want is just to be left alone, but they, again, won't stop or won't even consider trying to rebel against us. And honestly, I'm not really educated enough to actually get a full
I think
thing on this.
people in those countries, they literally almost have nothing. And so it's hard to fight back when you have sticks and stones
Against
and,
people carrying around AKs and RPGs.
yeah, I mean, back then in the Revolutionary War,
Oh,
it
it's
was
still
muskets. Having a sword was actually just as good sometimes.
With a musket.
Yeah, because a musket, it took forever to reload, so I don't know if that's a good, comparison, but I see what you're saying.
I do see what you're saying.
Yeah.
After war, we had the confidence
Yeah,
that we knew that we could make this country.
exactly. But,
But
I just...
Iran, they the war was fought. I mean, Iraq. The war was fought for them, so they had
Yeah.
no confidence to like
Yeah.
rebuild on their own.
And I feel like they can't. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like if they tried to rebel, it would just go poorly, and I feel like it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like they try to do it sometimes.
There's
I guess-
definitely been a few.
Yeah. And they just get shut down because they don't have
Oh,
like
no, and I
firepower or
agree with
anything.
And I know-
Not enough people are willing to stand up.
Yeah.
And I think Obama maybe was attempting to do this. He gave U.S. weapons, military weapons, to some Middle Eastern citizens. I have no idea where it is, and maybe I should fact check this. I should look up this more. But regardless, what happened
Fact check.
was yeah, let me pull up my phone real quick. But regardless of what happened, I mean, I can tell you in short what happened.
Sorry.
Basically, he gave military weapons to I don't even know what happened.
He was touching my phone with his foot.
Oh, gross. Jeez. And eventually, those weapons got in the hands of our enemy. Actually, the terrorist group who we were trying to first go up against. So they actually had the upper hand on, not an upper hand on us, but we had a harder time killing them because they were using our own technology.
Right. Can we all feelings on Trump set aside, can we just talk about how thick he is?
He's thick boy.
Have you seen the picture of him playing tennis?
Yeah. In his thick boy tennis shorts.
It's like Trump isn't impeached, he's impeach. That was like a TikTok or something. But he's thick.
Millionaire diet.
That's the kind of president I want. Honestly, if my
From now
president
on,
isn't
our presidents need to be thick.
like stummy thick.
2020.
It's all about the ass.
Yep.
So wait, Jacob,
What?
are you an ass man or a titty man?
You know, that's a great question. That is a great question.
Okay, all I'm saying is a nice ass and no tits is infinitely better.
Infinite. This is what I'm
than
saying.
Big tits
I'm an ass man.
and long back.
I'm an ass man.
I'm an ass man all the way.
Yeah, because like, it just looks disproportional. You know,
Yeah.
it looks like they're gonna stand up if they have big tits but no ass, and then just like
Fall right,
fall
on, their
right
face.
on their face. That's what I'm saying.
That is 100% true.
Yeah.
Plus, I've honestly, like, I don't think I've ever seen somebody, like, in person with, like, big tits and, like, zero ass.
I have.
For real?
Yeah,
For
and
real?
it doesn't look good.
See,
like
I feel
from the
like
front, it looks good, but then as soon as they turn sideways, you're like, ugh, what is that?
I feel like
I'm more of a personality man myself, to be honest. Going back on everything I just said, I prefer to
We
dig
met.
deep into the soul
Shut
of the
up.
women I'm about to meet. I mean, I'm about to speak to, because I've already met her.
may or may not
at
keep
this
this.
point.
Okay,
But
See, we're keeping this in.
we're keeping it.
we have to cut that part, though.
Yeah.
But anywho's,
Which part?
Thought you
personality,
said keeping it in.
personality trumps all. But
Okay.
a nice ass is important.
Yeah,
So
dude. Nice ass. It's
all
very
I'm saying
important.
is, if you got a 10 out of 10 personality,
it's better. It's honestly like
it's
better.
better than
It
having
adds
a
like
good ass
3
and
or
nice
4
tits.
points on like a 10-point scale.
Like if your look is like a 3, but you have a really good
Yeah.
personality, it'll bring your level up to like 6. Then
Yeah,
I mean, depending on how good your personality is, it could bring it up to 7 or 8.
yeah.
But
No, I agree with you on that.
just a humble.
What do you think
opinion.
about that, Jacob?
Watching TikToks? You're looking at the
Doing some fact checking, you know, we should probably do this. Oh fuck, I can't use CNN. Goddamn.
Yeah, okay.
CNN
Can't
is
use
too
fucking
biased,
anything.
and Fox News says they're not biased,
Actually, I could use CNN
but
just
they're
for this.
just
I
as
wanna
biased as CNN. Like CNN is far left, but Fox News, they say like they're right in the middle, but like a lot of the things they say are far right.
Yeah. Just because media is like that.
Yeah,
They say they're unbiased, but they're not.
the media, man. Like people are always talking about like corruption in like the police department, corruption in government, like
Yeah.
corruption here, corruption there, but like nobody ever talks about corruption in the media.
Yeah.
Like they decide what the
Yeah.
truth is.
Especially for people who aren't like very educated
Like-
with politics or stuff like that. They just see
If
posts
you,
on the
if
media.
you just got straight D's through high school because you were dumb, not because you didn't turn in homework or whatever, but because you were actually like you weren't very smart, then like you're gonna watch the news and you're just gonna believe what they tell you because like you're not that educated.
Right.
And,
I mean,
like,
it doesn't really have to be like education in general, just like educated in politics. Like,
yeah,
people who don't know much about politics, they go on social media and they see all this stuff about like how Trump is the worst president ever, and they just believe it because that's
And
the only
they
thing
don't
that
do
they
research
see. Yeah.
of their own.
Yeah.
They just go off of the research that Fox News or CNN did.
Yeah, like I've seen so many like videos of people in rallies against Trump who don't even know
Yeah.
why they're there. They just know that Trump sucks
The people
just
that
because they've been told that.
the last election in 2016, the people who made me the maddest were the Bernie Sanders followers because they were all like free college, yeah, but like
Yeah.
you don't even understand that it's not free college. If you read the fine print, everybody is paying for everyone's college because it's
Yeah.
just going to be thrown into the taxes. If you think taxes are too high right now, then throwing in college tuition for like what 80% of America,
Yeah.
it's your taxes are going to skyrocket.
Skyrocket. It's gonna be crazy.
Like instead of paying like whatever percent taxes you pay now, you're gonna end up paying
Anything
like
you get
double.
free is from someone working.
Yeah, nothing is free in this world. Like you
No.
think it's free, but it's really not.
It's not.
But I mean,
Yeah.
back to World War III.
Where we dropping, boys.
Yeah, facts. I saw this one thing real quick. I saw
Yeah.
this one meme, I guess, on Instagram, and it was like comparison between like the United States military and the Iran military, and it was like
I saw that.
fighter jets, and like
Yeah.
America had like 1,100 or something, and then Iran had like 101,
Mhm.
and then it was like troops ready to go, and America had like something in the millions, and Iran had like in the millions, but it was like way lower, and like it just kept going, listing like the different things like battleships, like fighter jets, I want to say VTOLs, but I know no Ospreys. That's what it was. They're like the helicopter plane things, like the wings with the helicopter
Uh-huh.
blades on the
Oh
end.
yeah.
My brother rode in one of those.
Yo.
He was
They
in
had
the
a lot of
Iraq
those
War.
in like Transformers movies. I
Yeah.
just remember it from
Yeah,
that.
like the special
Dude.
ops unit
Yeah.
that worked with the Transformers.
Yeah.
That was freaking dope, dude. I love the Transformer movies.
Yeah. Megan Fox.
Yeah. Oh, back to the meme real quick. She's so hot,
So
dude.
freaking hot, bro. Jeez.
Wow.
Anyways,
Her
it
and
continues. Facts. It continues, and then at the bottom, it says flying carpets, and America has 0, and Iran had like, it was like 1,000 or something. I was like,
That's so funny, actually.
we're done. We have nothing to combat flying carpets.
Damn it.
I mean, our heat-seeking missiles that we use to like shoot down helicopters, that can't pick up a flying carpet.
No. They could just camp on top of a flying
Yeah.
carpet and just, spawn kill everybody. Like, it's too OP at that point.
You respawn in your Minecraft bed in the trenches, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're
You're
dead again.
just dead again, you know?
How many lives do you think everybody's gonna have in World War III? Like,
At least 5.
I'm
say there's a
thinking that's a
5.
generous number.
Really?
Right there, yeah.
2?
Oh no, I think 5 is good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, realistically, you'd want like 10 or 20, or like Call of Duty and just have it infinite.
Infinite?
And you just keep respawning.
Okay.
So
Or what
just
about
be
like in
one.
Apex, like there's a respawn spot, like you have to pick up their banner
Yeah.
and drop it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Pick up their dog tags. You
Yeah.
run back to the VTOL. You
It's
throw
like a
them in.
clone maker.
Yeah.
It makes an exact clone.
You don't actually go
Copies
to
their
war. You
essence.
send your clones. To
Yeah.
war.
And then you download your brain into the clone.
Isn't that crazy though? Like we could.
Yeah.
I mean, not maybe. I don't know. I think we do the capabilities. Clone
Scientists
human
cloned
you
a
do.
sheep.
in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think they can do now? I mean, so like the argument around cloning is like, is it moral? Is it like morally acceptable?
Yeah.
Is it like playing God, or is it like something that we can actually do? Like, if we have the capability to clone people, why don't we just clone like the best soldiers that we have?
Yeah.
And freaking Star Wars war.
See, that
You
would
know?
that would be like a good idea and all, but then other people will start doing it, and then we have this whole problem of almost an endless war, and then you're just using really a whole bunch of resources.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I guess in any war, it's really who has more resources.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. If you made a clone of yourself and it gave you a suck, a blowjob, would it be gay?
Yeah. No,
Why?
100%.
Why?
100%.
Okay, if you're flexible enough to suck yourself, is that gay? It's like jerking off.
Yeah.
That's
if you
not
could
gay.
suck your own penis, is that gay?
See, I fucking
Because,
wouldn't do it.
you know what?
I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I
Comment
don't know if I'd
below.
call it gay.
Is it
Yeah.
gay to suck your own penis?
Comment below, because that's actually something.
Help us figure this
Yeah.
out.
I mean, I can't do it anyways.
I wouldn't
I'm
fucking
not
do it if I
flexible.
could do
I
it.
have tried, and I cannot do it.
I've tried to, Loki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of
It
the more
happens.
lonely points in life.
Oh, that's facts. You know,
You know, I
when
can't
puberty
say-
hits, you know, it's experiment time. You know.
Experimentation.
I've never ran this experiment. I don't know what you guys. I have never ran this
Okay,
experiment.
dumbasses, smart person. So
You are the Albert
you,
Einstein.
you don't get to dumb this down, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Okay,
Or maybe we're the smart ones because we thought to try it.
oh how the turntables.
Oh,
how the
how the turntables. Michael Scott quote.
Yeah, but you can actually go.
Listen, is that gay though?
Honestly,
To suck your own peen. Here's my theory.
just because I tried, I'm gonna say no.
Here's my theory. No, unless you come in your mouth.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's gay.
I've heard that if a girl eats pineapple, it makes
Yeah.
her vagina taste sweet. So like, if we eat pepperoni, does that make our penis taste like pepperoni?
Like pepperoni? I don't know. That's a good question.
Comment below if you figured this one out.
We need answers.
Printo stat, bros. We need answers. Alright, so enough of the cloning, enough of the what cum tastes like. Let's get back to World War III.
Okay.
Where did we leave off?
Well, I brought up if like you thought Trump should have bombed what's his face like forever ago.
Yeah,
But-
that was like first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, I went off on should the Iraqi people actually come back, but here's here's what I'm saying. Here's I guess what I learned. Iraq is actually a more established country than what we left it off as. So I mean they're all about that death to America right now, obviously, because we killed their top leading generals, military officials, or something like that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think it was a general, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they're retaliating and they want revenge, and so they're saying death to America, death to Israel. Alright, that's what I read. I don't know if that's credible. I'm sure there's definitely the death to America part's right, and Israel is our ally, so, and Israel's obviously very close to Iraq, so I could see why they would attack that. My thing is, and here's the thing, I doubt even if we negotiate. Yeah, actually, what do you think? Do you think we should honestly not negotiate, but try to calm things down with Iraq, or keep heating? Because I don't think Iraq.
Iran?
I mean, I don't think that we should keep.
Is it Iraq or Iran? I thought it
Heating
was
the
Iraq.
fire.
Iran.
I definitely
Wait.
don't think that we
No,
should
it's
keep
Iraq, isn't it?
egging them on.
We just bombed Iran.
Yeah, but Iraq, like, we killed a lot of Iraqi
Oh, let me look
Iraqi
this up.
war.
leaders. We killed
All right,
a
let me
lot
get this
of-
country right first, and then we're good.
we killed a lot of Iraqi leaders, like militia leaders, but
Yeah.
the attack was on Iranian soil.
Yeah.
So, like, Iran's pretty much the most mad. Did you
Mhm.
guys see the videos from, like, the funeral over there?
No.
People literally died at the funeral.
What?
There were millions of people flooding the streets of the city wherever they had the funeral. And, like, some people got trampled, some people had, like, bad injuries and stuff. But, like, one of the guys I work with, he showed me the video, and it was insane. Like, it was just a sea of people.
You know, more than a dozen missiles hit 2 bases in Iraq. Pentagon.
Forever
On a
ago,
military base?
right?
No, it was recent, like
4 days
in
ago.
this month. Yeah, Iran bombed a couple of U.S. military bases in Iraq.
Okay, but see, yeah, it's against Iran this time. Not really. I mean, like,
So I'm gonna generalize it because honestly, I don't know what country it is, and it's gonna take too long in this podcast to like look it up. Iran.
Yeah,
it's alright.
All right.
we bombed Iran, and Iran
Yeah.
We're gonna go with
clapped
Iran then.
back with a couple missiles into a U.S.
But
base.
it's really just
Poor decision.
it's typically the Middle East
Poor.
in general, and we're gonna go with the middle. I'm gonna go with the Middle East. Iran.
Japan will tell you. I keep seeing these TikToks of like,
Yeah.
like somebody like Iran fires missiles onto a U.S. military base, and it's like Japan's like, shouldn't have done that, pal.
Those TikToks are so funny.
I don't know.
Throwback to World War II.
Yeah.
Does Iran and Iraq? They don't have nuclear powers, do they? Yeah, or do they have nuclear?
Honestly,
think so.
wait, didn't? Oh, like I'm pretty sure they had. I'm pretty sure they weren't even allowed to have military weapons,
Mm-hmm.
but I vaguely remember Obama lifted that.
Should make sense. I mean, you have to eventually lift that.
Honestly-
They have to be a country at one point.
Fact check that because I'm not 100% sure on that, but pretty sure Obama said that they can have nuclear weaponry now. Which, I mean, personally, I wouldn't really agree with that because they're still like flooded with terrorists. So putting a nuclear weapon in the hands of a terrorist, I cannot see that ending well.
Do you think if World War III actually happens, if it's going to be a nuclear war? Do you think that would happen?
I feel like
I would hope.
you'd have to be
Yeah.
extraordinarily stupid
Yeah.
to have a nuclear war without building bunkers.
Mm-hmm.
Not even, dude.
Like-
It doesn't matter if you have bunkers or not.
Pretty much.
Like,
I mean, depending on the radius of like,
It'll
how close
protect you,
are.
but you're talking nuclear war. You're talking about Iran and really the Middle East being wiped off the map.
Yeah.
Because once you fire those things,
It's
The-
gone for 15 years
Mhm.
at least.
yeah, the isotopes dissipate all the freaking time, leaking
Mhm.
radiation everywhere.
Yeah.
And so you're talking about almost no not no plant life, but any plant life that grows, you literally can't eat that.
Where's
Yeah.
the one place? Chernobyl?
Yeah, I was
Something?
just about to say, isn't
Yeah,
that place still
it's
like
still
heavily
inhab-
radiated?
It's still inhabitable.
Yeah.
Like, you can't inhabit
Yo,
this
I
thing.
saw some pictures from that of like an old like Ferris wheel and like carnival there that is just like dead.
It's
Like
all rusted.
nothing's there. And that's so creepy.
Shout out
honestly.
to MW2, or was that 4? Where you're running through Chernobyl with snipers.
I think it's two. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Honestly, they all mix together in my head.
Yeah. That's facts. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't think we'll have a war simply because we need bigger players.
Mm.
It can't just be a huge military versus a small military. It's not really a war. It's
Right.
more of a.
I mean, Russia already said they'd back up Iran, though. So that is big military now.
That is big. I don't know when they said that.
Yeah, they told Iran they'd back him up.
Which,
They
you
got
know,
the
I mean,
war.
In my opinion, that's still not enough to
It's-
make me worry.
I mean that's I don't know why Russia would say that because it's literally just World War II all over again. Like
Yeah.
when Russia was like, yeah, we can go fight you guys or whatever. Or fuck.
You all know how World War II ended for you.
That was a whole bunch of.
What would you do if you got drafted?
I'd serve my country with the utmost badassness.
You know, there's like a section of the army where you can sign up to be like a 5-person squad. Like,
And just roll in like a total badass and take out 100
yeah.
dudes.
So you can sign up with your friends in a 5-person squad.
Sure about that?
Yeah, I saw it. So like, if one of you guys gets drafted, that's what I'm doing. I'll call with you.
I'm at college, so I can just be like, no, I'm
They
good fan.
no, they could still draft you for sure.
Pretty sure like the only things that can
Yeah.
keep you home is like
Mhm.
health
Health problems.
problems,
Mainly like lung
deformation,
issues. Yeah,
mental problems,
mental problems for sure.
pregnancy.
That's not happening to any of us.
You never know.
That's
Could
true.
transgender.
Actually, they're not drafting gay people.
We can become gay.
And Amish people won't get drafted either because they believe in pacifism or whatever.
Yeah, they're
And
pacifists.
so they won't get drafted.
I mean, go watch, what was it, Hacksaw Ridge?
Hacksaw Ridge,
Great movie.
great movie.
He
that
was
was
a
an amazing
pacifist.
movie. I recommend
He
that
didn't-
movie.
He didn't
No,
touch
don't
a
spoil it.
single gun.
Don't spoil it.
Is that really spoiling it?
Don't spoil it.
I mean,
I
you
think
don't
like
know.
pretty much everybody's seen it by now.
That's true, but
If you haven't seen it, then go see it, because next episode,
It's
if we
amazing.
talk about World War III again, I will spoil the entire movie.
If you don't have a weak stomach, see it. It is very
yeah,
gory.
it's pretty graphic.
It is pretty graphic.
great storyline though.
Oh, it's
Just
so
like Game of
good.
Thrones, there's a lot of
Yeah.
hits, but great story.
Who's the actor? Something Garfield.
It's the same guy who played
Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Not Spider-Man, the Amazing
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Not Tom Holland. Not,
Or Tobey
not the
Maguire.
little kid with the
Is it
squeaky
Andrew
voice.
Garfield?
Tobey Maguire.
Andrew Garfield. that's
Andrew
who it
Garfield,
was.
yeah. Tobey Maguire was the best Spider-Man. Changed my mind.
Andrew Garfield.
No, Tobey Maguire.
Tobey
Tobey
Maguire,
Maguire.
I agree.
Honestly, I prefer Andrew Garfield.
Seriously?
Yeah,
You're just
I
wrong,
just
I'm
don't
sorry.
like how they killed Jane in that Spider-Man.
that wasn't Mary Jane.
I mean, it
They
was.
killed-
No, they did kill her.
Yeah, they killed her in the end of the second one, I think.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
He
that
shoots a
Mary
web,
Jane?
and it was like.
Yeah,
But
and it
didn't
like
get her in
attaches to
time.
her, but she still like
Her neck
knocks her.
snaps.
Yeah, yeah, that was like.
And there was brain trauma because blood came out her nose.
Well, yeah.
yeah, that sucks. Why did they do that?
I mean, the director did have a good understanding of physics.
I'm
I'm just
pretty
saying.
sure. Yeah, that's true. At least it was realistic.
Yeah.
It's Marvel. What else did you expect?
That's facts. I think Marvel is like the best. Like, would you call it a series? I don't know.
Genre? That's not really that good.
I don't know.
I don't really know say company. Brand. Just be a brand.
I'd say series, because it was like a comic
Well,
series.
it was kind of like a saga.
Yeah. Saga.
kind of.
Yaga. You ever seen that video? The Vine?
Of course.
It was like, Yaga.
I was right. It was Gwen Stacy.
Oh,
Her name was Gwen Stacy. She was the police chief's daughter. I knew I was right. I know more about Spider-Man than either of you two. Living with my younger brother, I better know about Spider-Man. Goodness.
Do you know how long we've been here?
40 minutes.
Alright.
I had to do quick maths in my head.
Quick maths.
First 10 minutes we didn't do anything, so I just say we should keep talking.
Oh no, I checked the time when we were actually talking.
Okay.
It was 2:49.
Huh.
I figured somebody should check. Otherwise, we'd be like 20
Yeah,
minutes in,
we'd be-
and it would feel like an hour, and we'd check, and it's like it's only been 20 minutes, and then we got to reset the camera, and the angles aren't right, and
Facts.
So on the political talk, I mean, what do you think? What do you think is the best? Like, I know you guys were kind of complaining about, or not complaining, but like saying, hey, how China's kind of unfair in their privacy laws. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
don't we do something similar with credit score?
No, because if you jaywalk, your credit
No.
score goes down.
Yeah, in China, like, if you, like, shoplift, like, it goes down a lot. Like, if you like, as simple as jaywalking, or, like, blowing a stop sign, or, like, doing a California roll through a stop sign, like, it goes down, like, drastically. So you basically have to be a perfect citizen and never break the law, ever.
I feel like this isn't gonna last a long time. It's just gonna last till a couple people die of starvation, because really, they're just trying to reduce the amount of their population without committing
Mm-hmm.
heinous crimes against their own people,
Right.
which would not be good for the news. I mean,
Yeah.
it would be great for the news, but it would be terrible for them. Like
Well,
China.
expand on that. Expand on that. What are you trying to say?
Like the news would eat that up.
No, I know what you're saying, but what's the whole? Why do you think their privacy will go down? Because I don't see it going down. Honestly, it's China.
What do you mean the privacy?
That's what I'm saying.
You're just saying their population.
Oh, the
Population. Did I say privacy instead of
I
population?
don't think so.
No, okay, never
I
mind.
don't know. Actually,
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, China's population has always been a
So
problem.
you think when their population is going down, they'll say, we don't really need this stuff anymore.
I mean, like, there's no other good reason to have everything running off of your credit score,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And if you look back at, like, through the history of China, like, population has always been a problem in their eyes. Like, their population. Because, like, they had this thing where, like, you could only have one child.
Yep.
Or two.
No one.
One.
Yep.
Um,
You would get taxed more or something if you had two.
Yeah, but you could have two. But after two, you were cut off.
Pretty
You
much.
couldn't have any more. They would literally show up to your house and kill the third child. Like, remember when we went to Washington for that, like, Save Babies anti-abortion thing? In that one place, and there was, like, a shooting the day before, and everybody was super scared about going, and a lot of parents didn't send their children because they were scared that there was going to be another shooting, but...
I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay.
That was when a couple
I don't
people got
remember.
in trouble.
But I mean, it's not necessarily limit. Sorry. Limiting population isn't necessarily I wouldn't say it's necessarily a crime or an
No.
inhumane thing,
There-
especially when you have population problems.
Yeah, well, I mean, like...
And I mean, honestly, I think the whole world should. I mean, like Russia. Russia's population actually hasn't been going down. The U.S.'s population hasn't been going down, but it has not seen the
It's
same
not-
growth.
Like it's kind of like just zigzagging.
That's what I'm saying. It hasn't seen the
Yeah.
same growth in a while. It's growing, but very little.
Yeah.
And that's one thing to talk about. Like, the world only has so much to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like there's
so-
not that much space down here.
And some scientists would argue we're reaching that maximum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like,
That's
But,
why.
like-
That's why we're gonna populate Mars soon.
Yeah. We're just
Elon
gonna spread out
Musk.
through the
Yeah.
galaxy.
Elon Musk.
Honestly,
What a
I
hot
feel
man.
like before we go to space, I feel like we should start to like have like floating cities. like,
Floating cities?
yeah, like,
How would you? How?
you know, oil derricks out in the middle of the ocean, you know? You could just have like a bunch of oil derricks, not without the drills or whatever, but just oil derricks out there, and people would like live out there. I mean, it wouldn't be the best living, obviously.
How would you not get elevation sickness and die? Okay,
You'd
literally
be right
okay.
above the sea level.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, you'd be high enough to where, like, if the hurricane blows through, you're not gonna drown.
Oh, so you're saying like on sea?
Yeah,
You
like
build
you're gonna
those,
be right
like,
at sea
little-
level, pretty much. I mean,
Oh.
a couple thousand feet
I
above,
thought-
but like,
I thought you were talking about like cities and then have like them like propelled like
no.
cities above cities. I was
no,
like,
I'm talking
that's
like,
not-
you know how the oil derricks,
yeah,
they're like, the platforms are sitting well above the sea level,
yeah.
but like the supports go down into the ocean and like,
Okay.
hit the ground. I'm not talking like literally a boat with a city on top. How would that even work?
Yeah. Okay, I was confused. I got it now.
Yeah. I mean, that obviously that would just turn into like one of those movies that you see, like the sci-fi movies where it's like 100 years after the world was bombed to shit. And
Right.
it's just like people trying to survive. That's what it would look like. But I mean, like, if you tried hard enough, you could keep it clean, clean enough to make it like comfortable.
Huh.
That's what China should do. They should just send all their unmentionables off to sea instead of doing everything off the credit score.
They're unwantables.
I think I said unmentionables.
Oh, they're uncrustables.
All their dirty laundry.
All their dirty laundry.
It's a terrible way
That's
to
terrible.
talk about a human life. But
That's facts.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm confused for. It's interesting what they deem as bad or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't like where China's going with that. I don't like, and I'm sure the U.S. probably does a similar thing, just not on books. Like it's interesting to me, like Instagram, Facebook, things like that. Like they know who your friends are. Period. Instagram's great at this. It shows, what's it called? It recommends you people or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's because it'll show, well, you're friends with him, you're friends with him, so you should be friends with him too. And it's like actually pretty good at doing this. And it even tells like who your best friends are depending on how frequent you snap them, or not snap them, message them, and send them videos and such like that. And it even knows, which I was actually somewhat impressed by this when I was learning this. It even knows who is a like real friend and a fake friend. So like if someone's just sending pictures to you, but you're not sending anything back, it will label you just as a friend.
Mm.
But if you both are sending back in this actual relationship, it'll be like, oh, you guys are actually best friends. Never mind.
Technology is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I swear, sometimes it's like reading my mind. Cause I'll be
Well,
watching
it's not.
TikTok.
It's just running algorithms. Like it's recording you 24/7, and it's running algorithms. Like if I say gay porn enough, my phone is gonna suggest gay porn every time I open up my browser.
So is this like experience? Has this happened?
Yes, but not with gay porn. Like I'm talking about like dildos. Like I've had conversations with multiple people about dildos. My cousin has a collection, and
Of dildos?
he is a dude, and apparently he's straight. I mean, if you're watching this, probably aren't, but if you are, you're cool, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. But he hit me with one of them. It was pretty funny, actually. It's like 18 inches, and it's got a suction cup on the end. And he brought it out and showed everybody, and then he hit me with it. And
It was
it was,
probably up his ass, like the last night.
that's what I'm afraid of. Like,
Yeah, I'd be afraid of that too.
but I mean,
He claims he's never experimented with it, but
I don't know.
I don't
Anywho,
know.
like I was talking to my brother about it because he saw it too. It was at the beach though, but he saw it as well. Me and him were talking about it. Then the next thing I know, I hop on Instagram and there's a bunch of ads for like Adam and Eve or something, like all the sex toy
websites or whatever.
Yeah.
I
It's
do
like
think
discount
phones do
one
that.
3-foot dildos.
So like that's what I'm saying. I mean, the U.S. doesn't, of course, have like what's it called stuff that does that. But if the banking institutions, which they really have, they really wanted to get physical with stuff, they could easily find out what sections are going to give them the most profit and give to those sections, then leave all the others to hang. And that's kind of what happened in the 80s, I would say, where redlining happened, and then the U.S. banned that.
Should we stop here?
Yeah, I forget where I was going with that anyway, so I think this is a good stopping point.
All right. We are
Thank you
signing off.
for tuning in to our very first podcast.
Casual conversations.
Right up there, plaque hung by knives, painted by our friend Caleb.
Casual.
Also, we were thinking of painting this wall, and you guys can vote on what color you think we should paint it.
Pink, zebra,
Anything.
freaking polka dots, like,
Yeah.
you name it.
Whatever you want to see on that wall back there while we're talking.
We'll look through
Shoot.
the comments and we'll pick our
This.
favorite suggestions. We should just have prison Mike painted right there.
Prison
Facts.
like painted.
That's facts.
But anywho's, we'll read through the comments, pick our favorite color options, and then we'll put it up to a vote later on.
Yeah.
But yeah. So leave any comments, suggestions, whatever, however you think we can improve.
But yeah, subscribe.
Tell us if we sucked. Tell us if we did great. Tell us what we can do more of, less of, whatever you think.
Yeah. And we'll see you on the battlefield.
World War III.
World War III. Gang, gang.
Bye.